We are all guilty of dreaming of perfection. Admit it. You've thought at least once in your life, if only I'd be. When I am, I'll be enough. It'd be perfect if I just. And everyone's perception of perfection is different, so their answers to these questions will vary. However, much of it depends on the culture and society that often promotes it. The definition of perfection originated from the Greek word eudaimonia, meaning human flourishing, also described as the highest human good. This idea became the basis of philosophy and was altered each time it was adopted in order to fit the needs and beliefs of the inheritors. For example, Christians tailored it into a moral perfectibility concerning God. Venetian reformers imposed it on others through recreational activities, promoting self-improvement. By the 19th century, perfection was attainable through education that would later benefit mankind. Today, however, society has morphed the idea and made it into competition. Perfection is now the idea of being better than everyone else, having a better financial situation, appearance, and overall life. This causes us to strive for this perfection with more effort than ever before, through any means possible, for example, plastic surgery, which only results in psychological, financial, and physical hardship, as perfection is only an illusion and is simply unattainable. Even though we do, or otherwise claim, to understand the impossibility of perfection, we strive for it anyways, leading to obsession, also known as perfectionism. Once we reach perfectionism, we enter dimensions. One dimension of perfectionism is adaptive, in which the person often sets high standards with which they follow with great intensity, however, are still able to adapt as normal human beings should. The other dimension of perfectionism is maladaptive, in which a person is so concerned with being rejected and disapproved, they freeze any possibility of adaptation and stunt their growth and development as a person. Studies have shown that perfectionism overall has the effects of addiction, such as denial, depression, loneliness, psychological disorders, eating disorders, which mainly correspond with perfectionism and less so with addiction, stress, withdrawal, the alienation of family and friends, and, in serious cases, premature death. However, these negative effects are mainly correspondent with maladaptive forms of perfectionism, allowing the conclusion that setting and striving for high standards is not directly harmful to one's well-being. People commonly force themselves to believe that perfectionism is a striving to be our best and allows growth and achievement when really it prevents us from doing so. Therefore, when we push ourselves or others to meet the expectation of perfection, we are only disappointed. Research professor Brené Brown makes a good point. We don't truly admire perfection. We admire authenticity. We strive for perfection as an assurance of acceptance that will shield us from disapproval and rejection. But if we truly admire authenticity, it is unreasonable to strive for perfection to be accepted. I conclude with Brené. If we crave for acceptance, we should embrace our imperfections, be courageous, and not in the terms of heroics, but in terms of the original definition in which we put our vulnerability on the line and speak our minds to share with the world who we are. Once we achieve this, we will be able to feel the worthiness we need in order to feel belonging, love, and joy. In other words, we can finally lead happy, fulfilling lives.
Created using Powtoon.